Hey guys, my name is Brielle and I have a standard poodle named Arlo. He is my service dog and I think poodles are pretty cool. I don't recommend them for everybody, but I think they're pretty cool. So I'm gonna give you guys 10 interesting facts about poodles. Number 1, poodles are not from France. Some people think that poodles are from France because...
That one guy.
Yeah, there was a guy one time when I was out with Arlo. There are some people who think that poodles are from France because poodles are France's, like, national dog or whatever. And people often say, like, French poodle, but they're actually not. They're from Germany. So the breed name comes from the German word Pudel or Pudelin, which means to splash in the water. In fact, the term French poodle is a misnomer. In France, the breed is called caniche, which is French for duck dog, and I'm sorry if I pronounced any of those wrong. Number 2 is the continental haircut, which I'll show over here, is not just a pretty haircut. It may seem like the ultimate canine fashion statement, but the traditional poodle cut is really all about function, not fashion. So less hair makes the poodle a more efficient swimmer, but also more vulnerable to cold water. So to get the best of both worlds, poodle owners place puffs of fur or hair around the joints and the upper torso to protect the joints and vital organs, and also like their head and their ears and stuff like that. Poodles do not have fur, they have hair. So fur grows up to a certain point and then falls off, which is what we call shedding. Hair does not fall out and never stops growing. Poodle hair is like human hair and it can respond to hormonal changes in the body. Poodles can be blue, black, gray, silver, apricot, cream, brown, white, and even red, which is very interesting. Number 4, poodles love kids and are good with people. But they're also pretty good watchdogs because they're not the biggest fan of strangers, but they'll warm up to you over time. They are also good with other dogs, but they prefer people, but they might be dog selective. Usually they're good with other animals and they don't struggle with like prey drive problems. So that's usually good. So they're a pretty good like family dog if you're an experienced handler. Number 5, poodles are very sensitive. Poodles are really sensitive to their owner's emotions. If you have like a mental disorder like anxiety, depression, OCD, something like that, it's likely that your poodle will actually notice that and start to exhibit some of those traits themselves. So when I first got Arlo, my anxiety was still really bad and he got some pretty bad anxiety and it was really bad, and you don't want your dog to struggle with that. So if you have some sort of mental condition, I don't think poodles are probably the breed for you. Number 6, they were bred for the water. They have webbed toes and their hair is resistant to water, similar like to a duck's feathers, where like once they get out, they can shake off and they're dry, or like you can slick the water off of them and they're like dry immediately. That means that it can take quite a bit longer to bathe them because it takes longer for the water to kind of like get into their hair and make it all wet, that kind of stuff. Number 7, they are very high drive. Poodles need a lot of exercise and a lot of stimulation. They need a lot more than people might think. They love long walks, runs, agility, swimming, fetch, all that kind of stuff. Mental stimulation, they're pretty good with puzzles. They are really good with advanced training and they love working. So they have high drive. So service dogs, therapy dogs, police dogs, they're, you know, very versatile. However, you need to kind of be an experienced handler. Number 8, I'm gonna name a couple cool people who have owned poodles. I did not know this previously, it was really cool. Elizabeth Taylor, Jackie Kennedy, Lucille Ball, Marilyn Monroe, Katharine Hepburn, and Walt Disney owned poodles, and Elvis Presley was actually particularly fond of poodles. He kept them as pets for himself and then frequently gave them to girlfriends and like romantic interests, which I think is really cute. Number 9, poodles are pretty tough. People think that they're kind of prissy dogs, but they're not. They've been used in the military since the 17th century, and they were part of the World War II U.S. war effort. And U.S. Dogs for Defense program has trained lots of poodles, as well as other breeds, for the Army, Navy, and the Coast Guard. Number 10, last one. There was a poodle team in the Iditarod.
Iditarod?
Yeah.
Iditarod.
Iditarod.
Mm-mm.
Iditarod, whatever. There was a poodle team in the sled race. In 1988, a musher named John Suter entered the race with an all-poodle sled team. They did not do well.
Well, this article says they weren't half bad.
They'd be wrong. There was a ton of matted fur, freezing paws to the point of frostbite. Many of the dogs had to be dropped off at different checkpoints and switched out for other poodles. And this struggle led to the new rule that dictated that only northern breeds, like Siberian Huskies, Alaskan Malamutes, only those breeds are allowed to enter the race, because of the safety of, like, breeds that aren't cut out for, like, the extreme cold and stuff like that. We just want to be sure that everybody is safe. Those are 10 interesting facts about poodles. I hope that you found that interesting. I know that I found some of these things interesting. I didn't know Elvis Presley had a poodle. Like, what? Crazy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like down below if you did, and I will see you guys in whatever I make next.